Plumbing companies lose over $250,000 a year in missed calls. The phone rings, nobody picks up, so the homeowner just calls the next guy. That is a job gone. So able to complete AI caller that answers every time, qualifies the caller, and books an appointment into your calendar. And all of this works 24/7, so it can respond at any time. And if you're new here, I'm Mo from Sonar AI, and over the past year, I've consulted over 100 companies, including 8-figure businesses, on how to optimize their phone operations and implement AI and AI voice agents. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the system step by step, so you can follow along, build it out, and have it for your own. All the templates will be down in the description. But first, let me show you how the system works from a high level and then get into the technical details. Perfect. So let me show you how the agent sounds before we get to the weeds and building it out. So let me show you a sample.
Thanks for calling Clearwater Plumbing Solutions. This is Sarah. How can I help you?
I have a burst pipe and I would like someone to come immediately.
Oh no, that sounds really stressful. Let me get someone out to you right away. Is this the best number to reach you?
Yes.
Got it. And what's the address where the issue is?
Let me speed it up a little bit.
123 Main Street in Cleveland.
123 Main Street in Cleveland. Thank you. I flagged this as urgent and our on-call technician will be reaching out to you within 15 minutes. Is there anything else I should know about the situation?
No, thank you.
All right. And can I get your name for the technician?
Yeah, we don't have to go all the way in, but that gives you basically an idea of how the conversation between human and AI is. This is a after hours calls. So someone has a burst pipe and they want someone immediately to come, and the agent basically is handling the situation. Now, let me show you how it works from a high-level perspective, and then we will get into the weeds and build it out step by step with Anytime. It will be fun. See you there. So let's start with perhaps defining why we're working on this. And there is actually an interesting statistic that says that 30% of plumbing, or in general, like on-service businesses, actually miss their calls. And that is generally during the day and in after hours. But what's also interesting is that after hours seems to be the biggest problem. And like 80% of calls that, we miss in after hours, basically, we never will hear from them again. So if it goes to voicemail, well, consider it gone, because then someone else will basically pick it up from there. Now, why? Now we explained the why on why this is important. Now, what is the system that we're going to build to fix this? So it's layered in different tools. It's not a one-stop shop. But what you can do is, so you can imagine it that there are different layers. So you receive the call, and then the AI takes over the call, and then after the call happens, you basically want somewhere to see that the call happened, the transcription, and how the AI basically handled everything. And this is what is happening here exactly. So Twilio is basically the phone, what gives us the phone, so the phone provider. And we're not going to work with it today, but it's basically, I would say, the most popular option, especially for the US. It depends on the country. Also, like, for example, here in Europe, what works best is Telix for most countries. Depends also on which European country. But yeah, you get the idea. Depending on what is your provider, you basically would port the number into VAPI. Now, in this video, we're going to use the free VAPI phone numbers. They provide you some phone numbers which you can attach your agent to and just get to test it. So that's what we're going to do. And then after we have the VAPI agent set up, so that's where we have the AI. So this is, you can say, the brain, where we are going to write a prompt. So it gives like the instructions for the agent to work with, and everything happens here in VAPI. Now in NA10, NA10 is the automation platform. NA10, you can, subscribe to it. It's like you get 14-day free trial. And by the way, for VAPI also, you get, like, if you subscribe to it for the first time, it's like $10, I think, in credits. So you can use that. But yeah, it allows us to bridge basically between Airtable and VAPI, and it's an automation platform. It allows you to, bridge between a lot of platforms. So yeah, it's really, really cool. But what happens is that once the call has finished, we will basically send the information into Anytime. We will process it. So yeah, VAPI sends us a lot of information, but we probably will need a bunch of information. So like the transcript, maybe the summary, maybe some notes and stuff like that. When they called, what's the number, and that's when we basically send the information into Airtable. So yeah, that is basically the entire end-to-end system. Yeah, we will get into the details in a second, but generally also, like after the call actually happens from VAPI, like how the call actually is being handled. Let's see if I can go down. Yes. So basically, you can imagine that the call comes in, and then we want to understand, like, what type of call is it? Is it an emergency? Like, if it is an emergency, we want to handle it a certain way. Is it a new job? And if it is a new job, we want to handle it in a different way. maybe it's an existing customer that may want to like reschedule, or they want to I don't know, have someone look up. So it's basically what we can do here is, of course, we can customize it as much as we want, but just for this example, we will have is all these three call types. And you can of course take the like you will find all the like files to rebuild the system for yourself in the description. So yeah, go and grab that file to yeah, get it to you. Awesome. Now I think we're ready to get into the technicals. So see you there. Awesome. So now we get into the technical details and building this out. This will be fun. So now to get started, you will need a bunch of accounts. Make sure you have signed up for VAPI.ai. You create an account, you get 10 credits for free. And then you also need to do the same thing for NA10. Please go ahead, create an account. You have 14 days free trial, or you can even self-host it if you know how to do that. And then we have also Airtable, which is basically cool sheets with steroids. Please create an account because we will need all these three accounts. Now, once you have gotten all these accounts, what you will need to start with is I will want you to download the resource that I have in the description, and you will basically download this specific template. And the way that you import it is that you click. So there will be like a JSON file that you will receive. It's called, let me check. Yeah, Plumbing AI Agent Sarah. What you do is to get this is you click on the three dots here, you click on import from file, and then you select the file and you open it. That is basically it. Now, where do we get started? So what you see here in this workflow are two parts. So these are cloners. So that means that I will basically give you the entire setup from here, and you can just like clone it. And you just need to follow step by step what I'm going to do now. So you are able to basically clone this right away. Now let's start with a VAPI assistant cloner. And what we will need to do is, before we do anything here, I will want you to go into VAPI. And the first thing that I will need you to do is go into the API keys, okay? And you will see private key. And what I want you to do is to basically copy that private key, okay? Or you can also, actually, it's better, I guess. You can, add key. But for simplicity's sake, you just copy this ID, and then you come into here in NA10 into the VAPI Assistant Cloner. What you do is you click on the Create Assistance HTTP node. You click here exactly. And then you probably will have nothing here unless you maybe have something already, like in the bearer off. What you will need to do is to basically select here generic credential type, and then you go to bearer off. And then you will go to here. You'll probably have an add button somewhere, but yeah, you basically go here. You paste the bearer off that we copied before. Give it a nice name like VAPI or something like that. I like to just be clean with what I do. And yeah, you're basically then good to go. And what I want you to do is to drag this here and hook it up into the Insert Assistant configuration. You click Execute Workflow and let it rip. Like this will magically basically inject a VAPI agent into your account. So if we go back, and if you go into the assistants, you will see that you have Plumbing Agent Sarah. I mean, now I have a duplicate, so I basically don't need this, so I will remove it, not to create confusion. Yeah, and then we are basically good. Now, another thing that we will need to clone is the end call tool, which is, I will get into it, but this allows us to have the phone call, and then the agent intelligently knows when to, close the phone. Because if you don't set it up, I mean, VAPI has a predefined one, but I don't think it's that good or accurate. I often get bugs with it, so I just created my own tool, which you can, again, like clone. Now, what you need to do again is come here, and, we just created the credential of VAPI. What you would need to do is, again, like credential, you go generic credential type, you click on it, you do bearer off, make sure to click the correct one, and then you should have already like VAPI, however you name it. I mean, I called it YouTube VAPI, but you just select that one, and then you're good to go. And what this will do, and you click it, execute workflow, boom, and you will basically have a tool. And if we go back in VAPI, and here you will see tools, you will see that, I mean, I have a duplicate now, but you will have it actually, magically showing up into your, toolbox, basically. I'll delete that one as well. Yeah, and then we are good to go, basically. Now, a few touches that we needed to take care of in VAPI. So we are, 100% basically ready. Let me see, is there a way to maybe collapse this so it's a bit better visibility? No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, whatever. So what we will need to do here is we need to scroll down and we need to go to the tools section. Okay. And in the tools section, we basically select the end of call tool that we just created. Okay. So make sure to select that. And then we have predefined functions. Make sure that the enable end call function is disabled, because it's what I was telling you about. Like, I don't find it very, friendly, the one from predefined from VAPI. And then what we will need to do is go to advanced. So you will see here advanced, click on it. And then we go into the messaging section. All right. And then we will need to change the server URL. I mean, I have my own server URL. You will need to make sure to remove the server URL. So, you can basically send the information into anytime, because the way that this works is that, and now let's get into the actual workflow here. The way that this works is that once we finish the phone call, VAPI, so this AI phone, let's say, orchestration layer, needs to send the information somewhere. And we are going to send it into N8N. And N8N will basically process the information, like that VAPI sent, and then send it into Airtable. So we need to send the URL, like the actual address of that. So yeah, that's what we are going to do. We are basically going to, click here on the webhook, and we can give it like a nice name. So I don't know. I think plumbing is good, like this. So we basically click production, and make sure to click production because we are basically, we don't want to test it. We actually want to use the production environment. You close, and then you go back into VAPI, and you paste it here, and you basically click publish. Yeah, skip, and I'm basically publishing. Awesome. So we're basically good to go with the assistant. Now there is a way, so you can actually talk to it, and it should send the information into N8N already. So you can talk to it from here. But what I also like, if you have a US phone number, is you can go into here, phone numbers, and you can actually create your own free phone number. So I don't know, let's just randomly put an area code. It generally gives you error, so you just select one of the suggested ones here. You click, and then what I like to do is you go into the inbound settings, you select an agent, and I'm just gonna hook it up to Sarah, and then you save, and then actually you can call Sarah from this phone number. So it's really, really nice. That's something that you can do. I mean, I already have Sarah connected to another phone number, so I'm not going to do that. You need to wait. If it doesn't work right away, like you need to wait like for 2 minutes, I think, until VAPI is able to set it up. So very, very cool features. I'm going to remove this because I don't need it. But if you need to hook it up and call it from your phone number, and you have an American phone number, I mean, there is services that allow you to call American phone numbers anyway, so you should be able to do that. Awesome. So from the VAPI side, we are basically good to go. We essentially created the VAPI assistant cloner. So we have our own assistant, like copied to the letter to what I have. And then you also have the end of call tool. Now we get into the Airtable, which is basically the database where we store all the information about the call and how it went and all this beautiful stuff. Now, follow me closely here. So I will want you to create a new table. So create it from scratch. And actually, yeah, let me create it from scratch so you can see end to end what is happening. Okay. So you'll basically get like untitled base. Let's just call it test base. Okay. And what we will need right away, we will need something called a base ID. Now, if you go into the link, okay, here in Airtable, you will see that there is http airtable.com and then app, like that thingy that starts with app. That is what we need. We need to copy that, code. So copy that and make sure not to copy anything else. Just, from app till the last digit before I think it's the slash. So copy that, please. And then we go back into N810 and we go into this base ID field here. We click paste. So paste the base ID that we just copied. That is our base ID. And then, so that is one. That is what we need to basically copy the tables that I have. And then what you need to do is to, create your own credential. So again, we will need to do this bearer auth thingy. So now I will show you how to do it into Airtable. Airtable is a bit more annoying. It's not the most intuitive, but we will go through it. So you need to click on your profile picture here. You go into Builder Hub. And then in Builder Hub, you will have all these access tokens. You create, you click on the, access token. I will call it just like test, or I'm not going to create it. I'm just going to show you how to do it, and then you do it yourself. And then you have scopes. Add scopes. What I recommend you add is data record read, data record write. Then we have also schema basis read and schema basis write. And then in terms of the base, you can select what type of access you want, whether that's specifically to the base that you just created or to the entire, workspace. I'm going to just, allow it for my current bases in this workspace. Yeah, and then you create a token. You copy that token. I'm actually going to remove this token, so yeah, just for my security. And what we are going to do, what you would need to do basically is come back here. So into the create calls table, you are going to select generic credential type. You're going to select bearer auth, and then you're going to basically have this thingy right here. You paste the token here, and yeah, name it something beautiful like Airtable or something so you can recognize it later. You save it and make sure that all of these other nodes have the same thing. Yeah. That have Airtable, because all these are basically Airtable HTTP requests that we are going to work with. Actually, so set those up and make sure also that all these like HTTP requests also have the Airtable thingy set up properly. So please make sure that these have it too. Okay, these three. So log call, create emergency call, task, and create a callback task, because these are all Airtable related. So make sure that they have the actual credential from Airtable. Awesome. So once that is that, I think it's now time to see the magic happen. So we are going to create some tables into our Airtable. So I click execute workflow, and boom, look at how beautiful it is when it goes all green. We go back into our table, and look at that. We have a calls table, emergency queue table, and callback queue table. This is exactly what we wanted. So, and we have like this table one thingy. We don't need it, so I'm going to remove it. And we basically have our setup ready now. Now we have one last thing that we need to make sure that it works. And that is here in the configs. We need to make sure that the configs work. So we will need to, again, have like set up the, this is my fields. You need to remove them and just make sure to remove them, because like you will have a different situation. But just to show you, like what we are going to do is actually we can copy the same base ID that we had here from the Airtable like table creation or cloner thing. We just paste it because it's the same table anyways that we're going to work with. And then we need the calls table ID. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to go into the calls table. Then we go back into the URL. And if you remember, we had like this app thing. This is what we had before, right? And then we have TBL, that stands for table. You copy that, please. And then you go back into N810 and you paste that. Then we have the emergency table ID. We do the same exact thing. We go to the emergency table. And we see the table ID. We copy that. And then we go back and paste it here. And then we call back table ID. Same thing. And then we copy that. And voila. We go back into N810 and we paste that. And basically we are ready. yeah, just make sure to hit publish here. So everything is basically up to date. We don't need this stuff here anymore. Like this is going to do all the work. So what this is doing right now is that it will receive, like once we do a phone call here with VAPI, what this is going to do is it is going to send all the information into this webhook here, and it will basically extract the information that we need. It will log all the calls, like all the phone calls that we received, into the calls table. So this table right here. So we have, the name, the phone number, the address, and all the information about the phone call. And then we have two tables. One is emergency queue and callback queue. So emergency queue is all the people that have called and have an actual emergency. Callback queue is just like, anyone that called and, the team just needs to know that they called and they may want to follow up. So let me show you. Let's actually try to test that. I'm going to call the agent that I created a little bit ago. So let's go into my phone. Let's try to call it. Let's go.
Thanks for calling Clearwater Plumbing Solutions. This is Sarah. How can I help you?
Hi, Sarah. I have a burst pipe and I would like someone to come immediately, please.
Oh no, that sounds really stressful. Let me get someone out to you right away. Is this the best phone number to reach you?
Yeah.
Got it. And what's the address where the issue is?
It's 123 Main Street.
123 Main Street. I flagged this as urgent, and our on-call technician will be reaching out to you within 15 minutes. Is there anything else I should know about the situation?
No.
All right. And can I get your name so they know who to ask for?
Yeah, it's Marcus.
Thanks, Marcus. In the meantime, if you can locate your main water shutoff valve, go ahead and turn that off to help minimize any damage. Help is on the way, Marcus. Hang tight.
Awesome. So that went really beautifully. Ended the call, and now we should receive a notification or like an execution into our NA10. That may take a little bit. It's taking a bit. I'm wondering whether we have the correct. Let's refresh it and see first. Yeah, I'm starting to doubt. I think that we should have probably updated. I think we did update it, right? Let's see, messaging. Yeah, it's actually correct. Yeah, I might just need it a bit. Okay, yeah, so I had to wait a little bit for the call to process. It took me, a little bit longer than normal. But anyways, you can see that the call actually came through. We extracted the information from VAPI. The call log actually recorded the call. So if you go here in the calls, you can see, I removed the phone, by the way. So I cannot link it. You can see all the information basically being dropped here in a beautiful way with, all the information. And then, as I said, like it's either a emergency queue or a normal callback queue. In this case, it's an emergency queue. As you can see here, we have a switch. So, switch. And that basically understands, like, is it emergency or not? We're basically seeing that it is an emergency. So basically, we're going to create an emergency task to take care of this. So you can see here how the emergency queue is being handled. All right, so that is the AI agent that can be set up as a after-hours agent or even as an overflow agent. That means that if someone, calls during the day and they don't, the assistant is not there or doesn't respond, then we could forward the call to the AI agent. So it acts as an overflow. Of course, this is, let's say, a very specific scenario. You would need to customize it to make it, look yours and your own. So if you are interested to discuss how this, could actually look into your business, or if you want me or the team to basically help in implementing a more custom build, I do leave a link in the description. It's in the top. It's the first thing in the description, and you can basically, book a slot with me directly so we can have a one-on-one chat. Don't forget that you also get this entire workflow, also in the resources section. You can find it also in the description. Awesome. So if you like this video, I appreciate it if you can leave a comment. Maybe you have some questions or something that wasn't clear. I'd like to help you out. I'm quite timely in the comments. I respond to all the comments, and I read all the comments. So please drop in maybe some ideas also on other builds that I can build. I'm happy to get there. So leave a comment. A like would be highly appreciated, and a subscribe if you want to see more of these cool builds. And yeah, if you want to learn how we built a membership reactivation system for one of our HVAC clients, then I do. See you in this video. See you there.